YouTube, and today we're going to be doing an unboxing of the G502x Plus. Now about 2 to 3 years ago I did an unboxing and setup of the G502 Hero. Out there, I'll link to the video in the description. That was a while ago, and I remember it because when I got this one, the 502 Hero, I ended up getting ticked off because as soon as I got this one, the 502x Plus came out with better RGB, as you can see on the box. And the main difference in these two mouses are basically the RGB. Everything else is design, and the other difference is the weight distribution. You can put weights on the bottom to make this 502 Hero feel heavier, while as on the 502x you cannot. But it's not an entirely big deal because this one's wireless. You can slap, even with the 502 Hero wireless, you can slap a power play on it so it can charge while you use it instead of having that wire plug in. Both mice are pretty nice in design, but basically for buttons and design, for the most part, as far as placement, are all the same on both of these mouses, as you can see here. Although the thumb switch on this brand new one is actually removable and rotatable. You're gonna see what I mean in a few minutes. Clean presentation Logitech has given us when you take off the box. Okay. Ooh, it's very light. First thing, under the mouse, we have a light speed sensor, or your little Bluetooth sensor connection to the mouse. Here is the replaceable button. This is the default button to run that comes on the mouse. Is got a little tab so you can better reach it. You can take that side button off, rotate it if you wanted it to be further away from the thumb. And let me explain what that means. So when my thumb is here, see that? It might get in the way for some people. So I can take it off, and no, I did not break it, and put this tab on the other side by rotating it. And it should just magnetically fit. So now it's further away from my thumb. You can even put a smaller one like this one, the default one, I would say it is. On the bottom of the mouse, you not only have a power switch, but you also have a removable back plate so that you can put a power play on there so you can charge it wirelessly. The buttons feel nice, the design feels nice, RGB is obviously nice, and that DP switch being removable and rotatable is very nice. Here you can see the wire is in the box. That's so you can charge your device if you don't have a wireless charging mat, as well as your included instructions and adapter. This should be obvious, but this is so you can plug USB devices into the wire that's supposed to charge the mouse, but you can use it as a connection for something else. Let's switch it on and see how she works. Now you will need Logitech G Hub for the mouse to work, so if we can get all the setup out the way, it's just going to ask you what your preferences are. Sorry for the laggy footage here. The wallpaper is animated and it was lagging the recording, so I couldn't get a proper recording, but we can get in the RGB here. There is 5 RGB lighting effects that you can choose to equip at first glance. You can even customize custom RGB lightings in different areas of the mouse, as well as change your mouse cursor speed and more. Getting on to the mouse cursor speed, aka DPI, which stands for dots per linear inch, and it's responsible for how fast your mouse goes across the screen. Now, it can benefit you in first-person shooters such as Call of Duty. And if I'm gonna give an example, well, say for instance someone's behind you and they're shooting you, but they don't kill you because they ran out of ammo. One bullet off of a kill.
you can quickly hold this DPI switch before he reloads in time and shoot him faster than he could probably run away. Or, say for instance, if he's shooting you, you can probably shoot this dude faster than he can finish you off. Probably won't happen because it's not that OP, but it can be for certain things. But if we're going to move on here, the next bunch of things you can do is not only that, but you can also program the buttons on this, obviously, to be different keys. But not only that, you can also give it commands and actions. So say, for instance, you can give it a command to launch an app. Or you can give it an assignment within an app. Say, for instance, if you are using Discord, Discord supports Logitech's G502x to have custom assignments for buttons when you're in the app. So, say, for instance, if you wanted to mute yourself or do a certain action in the app itself, you can basically assign a shortcut to do whatever you want with this mouse. There is a bunch of different profiles you can store onto this. One being the default is desktop, is when you're on your desktop and not in a game. You have presets for games to do different things, or you can customize your own profiles. You get 3 categories. You get your DPI configuration, button assignments, and then you get your light sync right here. You can choose a freestyle, or you can choose one of the 5 presets we discussed earlier. You can even choose the type of animations it has. There are 8 light sections right here that are each individually addressable to do a spectrum of color if you wanted to.
You can also apply custom animations. It's a little confusing to figure out at first, but basically all it is you choose a color and a transition. Now the transition wave applies to the animation going across from left to right. The light shade is the RGB, so that would be the light animating across in that pattern, while the cycle is how it loops in each segment. As you can see here by this play button, what I'm clicking right here, you have different sections of animations you can apply different wave effects to give it a more defined animation and color. So it's a little hard to tell on the camera. It kind of looks like it's just fading different colors, and that's due to the fact that I made the middle color so thin. By the naked eye, it's more noticeable. By this camera, it's not actually processing it for whatever reason, but from my end it does look good, and it's animating that purple and red from left and right. It's just not coming across on the camera. Maybe later I'll post in my Instagram a more proper video, but I have to figure that out. So definitely check out my Instagram. It will be in the description, the link, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you did, give this a like and maybe even subscribe if you want to see more content like this on the channel in the future. Until then, I'll see you guys for the next video.